Welcome to the video about the gate of the castle. This is, this is not, but it's going to be soon, the gate of the main entrance of the castle. It's a gate that is now in Troyes, which is the closest big city, and is restored over there with a very good ferronnier serrurier, which are like an artist that is really specialized with the monument historique label to restore that kind of masterpiece. The portail is actually very similar of the gates you can find in Nancy, a very beautiful city, royal city on the east of the territory, where you have a big square called like Place Stanislas, where you have that kind of work with a lot of metal and actually like carved metal, and with gold also. Then we're going to go to the atelier where we have the restoration happening. The gate, you will see a couple of pictures and videos, was like a blue color, pretty strong. We did some research checking the paintings and the layers of paintings on the metal, and we found that behind it was not that blue before. It was different color, a bit darker. Then we will try to actually put a color that is more authentic and match very well the environment too. About the color we're going to see later, but I had to do some little research on my own to know exactly what kind of color I liked, and I like in Jardin des Tuileries in Paris, close to Le Louvre, the museum and the castle, the royal castle. There is a lot of gates and metal work, and they have this very deep green that is actually gray with a little nuance of green and a shade of green, and this is very nice. And I was trying to ask the metal guy to do some samples to see if it could be a good match for Dampierre. So now we're just going to go there to see actually where the work is, and we're going to pressure a little bit the guy to be sure that the gate is delivered on time. About the gate, we are back in Troyes, in Aréforge, which is the entrepreneur who is going to restore the gate. We just arrived and we just see the gate inside of the atelier, and it looks huge. I don't know if you see that, but it's actually like 5 or 6 meters high, actually a little bit better probably. And when it's inside, it looks so massive. What happened? They removed all the decor that was on it. There was all the leaves and little flowers, metal one that have been like put apart, and they are all stored over there. And here there is all the metal structure, and you can see they sand it all, then all is clean, and they project a zinc metal that is going to protect actually the iron under, and protect it over the centuries and decades after. And that's why it has this kind of a gray white color, and this is going to be very protective. It's actually metallisation, we call it, like a metallization. I don't know how we say it, but this is the way. And now this is done. They're going to clean it a little bit, because there is some places where you have some little details you need to work on. And we are right now choosing the colors, and this is really complicated because this is going to be the final color, and I don't want to mix up the colors. And we have a couple of colors that we liked. It was a green, but I think it's too green. A blue, a dark blue, but I think it's too blue. This one that looks a bit too gray in the light, and it was this gray that is very nice gray, pretty historical and traditional gray. That's going to look good with the gold. But I would like to see if we have a sample of this gray, but with a tiny bit more of green. But of course we cannot do like our own painting, because the day I want to restore or do a touch-up on it, I don't want to have to repaint the whole gate, and I want something that is kind of standard and classic. Olive noire. De toute façon, la dorure là-dessus, ça va bien sortir.
Oui, ça va sortir.
C'est celle dont on a l'habitude, quoi.
C'est ça.
Ok. Et à ce moment-là, je repeindrai toutes les grilles comme ça, celles qu'il y a autour, quoi.
Ça mériterait presque...
Ouais, elle est quand même un peu trop colorée. Non, mais en fait, j'aime bien ce gris-là parce qu'il peut avoir n'importe quelle couleur en fait. So about the color, I think we're gonna do more simple because this one is too blue to me. This one is too green. This one is in between, but then is not strong enough. And this one is actually more elegant, I think. It's like a gray, and is a dark gray. And it can be a little bit any color in a way. That you can see it a bit green, you can see it a bit blue, you can see it a bit gray. And I think this is a more elegant one. Then we're gonna pick this one. Then the whole gate will be with this color. And we're gonna have some gilded parts because we discovered that it was some gold on the gate, and that's pretty interesting. Then we're gonna do a light version because we check on Nancy in Place Stanislas, where we have a similar kind of gate, and the gold is everywhere, but it's a bit too much. Because it's not a city gate, it's more a countryside gate. Then we wanted something a bit less flashy. Then the gold will only be on all the leaf and flowers and not on the structure itself. Actually, there is a pretty interesting thing. Is like from the 18th century, there is a signature of the ferronnier who did the portail. And here we have all the little details of all the leaves that are in metal, and this, they just like carve it like this, and it's very interesting to see how it's all listed. And it's going to be all restored, and all these parts will be gold. We're going to choose a gold color also that is not too goldy, but maybe a little bit old gold, to have something that doesn't look too new. Here we have the bell. It used to be a bell to ring, and for the people to enter and open the gate. This is going to be restored, and here, very interesting, we have up the letters of the ornament of the castle. Here on the left is a P and a D, and here is a S and M. Very nice S and M. You can see the S and the M like this. Then the leaves are going to be colored the gray color, and only this part that is actually bronze will be in gold, just to see better not to miss the message. That's a very nice project. I'm very excited with that. I'm like a kid in here. And on all this structure, this is the all top of the gate. The upper part, the top part is actually a little crown. This part will be gilded too, but the rest will not. And this is the central part of the gate, but all the lateral part, specifically these parts here, will not be gilded. It's only the central part that will be. Then it's going to be a bit lighter. Last thing that I want to show you is actually a very technical part, is the motor, because the motorization. Because as you can expect, such a gate is very heavy. Then you cannot have like a simple motorization, and also you cannot have like a big arm going there like an electric gate, just opening it like this. It needs to be something very hidden and discreet, and there is this technique with this kind of motors like this, with this part that's going to be fixed under here. Then it's going to be basically invisible, and we're not going to see the motor that's going to be on the floor, on the soil, on the floor, and hidden with this that's going to be painted. Then it's going to be invisible motorization. The motor is going to be in here, and this is going to be here, and it's going to be it's going to work with the telephone. The telephone with a cell phone, I can have an app to open or close it, and it's also going to have a little digicode to open and close it for the visitors. I'm so excited about it. I'm super excited with this gate because you know, like, a gate is basically the welcoming part of a big house, and is the first thing you see, is the last thing you see. Then is really something that needs to make a good impression, and voila, that's a very important step for this year. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have questions or ideas, please hurry up to send it to me, because it's going to be finished very soon. À bientôt et see you soon.